I was unfortunately the victim of this company.
Where's the strings? This to me looks like it's like Play-Doh.
Out a lot, almost every day for the last week, and I still feel like absolute shit.
Okay, people.
What the fuck is this? What kind of chicken it is, see?
Was cooked right into the food. Our Canadian healthcare system really needs to...
This is why I don't eat street food in Toronto.
Okay, so people seem to associate cheap groceries with poor quality.
Bagel looks like this.
Like, I'm sorry, what? Is it really that hard?
Canadians, tell me if this is a Newfie thing or a Canadian thing.
A new Ontario lawsuit is now accusing Popeyes of selling rotten chickens.
Welcome to the Canadian Rant. Today we're talking about something every Canadian feels, but nobody in power wants to admit: the declining quality of food in Canada. Prices are exploding, portions are shrinking, and the quality? Worse than ever. From grocery stores cutting corners to companies prioritizing profit over public health, Canadians are paying more for food that tastes worse, lasts less, and feels lower quality than what people get in other countries for half the price. And the worst part, this isn't an accident. This is the result of corporate greed, weak regulations, and a broken food system that puts the burden on everyday Canadians. If you've noticed your groceries rotting faster, if you've tasted the difference, if you've wondered why Canada has some of the highest prices and some of the worst quality, you're not imagining it. Let's break down exactly why Canada's food quality is falling and who's responsible.
Okay, people. More rotten avocados. And they're not cheap. They're like $2 each. Thanks a lot, Superstore.
Okay, someone else on TikTok made a post about this. I just bought this ground beef. You see on the package how it looks like it's stringy, how it's gone through the machine. Look at this. Where's the strings? This to me looks like it's like Play-Doh. It's like a weird mush. Do you see any strings like on the packaging? It's just mushy and it smells kind of weird. Can someone explain this to me?
I was unfortunately the victim of this company, Kwanga.ca or Kwanga Canada. They sent me completely rotten and toxic cassava baton, as you can see. I wanted to be nice because someone has worked on it. I requested partial refund and they completely refused. They didn't even want to do anything. They blamed customs for the delivery because they took a couple of extra days. But this is not a custom issue. Look at this. This is really bad. It was toxic and went straight to the trash as soon as it got here.
I know that you and I have a close relationship, okay? So this isn't going to be an overshare. And I hope that I'm not using my platform for bad. I just need to vent about something real quick. I shop at No Frills because it's affordable and I can get all my fruits and vegetables for a reasonable price. I've been eating a lot of their produce, right? A lot of avocados, a lot of raw greens like spinach, a lot of like cherry tomatoes, salad ingredients, right? I've been working out a lot, almost every day for the last week, and I still feel like absolute shit. I feel so shit. I feel constipated every day that I wake up, and I know that it's not because I'm eating bad food, because I'm eating healthy. Like, I'm making an effort to eat healthy, so surely I should feel lean, I should feel great, I shouldn't feel sluggish and heavy. The constipation is just not fun. I mean, it could be my body adjusting to the fact that I'm eating more raw fruits and vegetables, but the conspiracy theorist in me wants to say that it's because the no-frills stuff is just not good. I don't know what kind of pesticides they be using here in Canada, but it's not agreeing with me or my diet. No frills, no shade. I love you, girl, but my belly doesn't.
A new Ontario lawsuit is now accusing Popeyes of selling rotten chicken stored in residential garages. That's right, it's alleged that some franchisees purchased chicken from an unauthorized source due to lower prices, even though the chicken was sometimes expired, improperly stored, and delivered without proper refrigeration. It's also alleged that the franchisees continued to sell the chicken despite being notified that it did not meet food safety standards, and the lawsuit is now asking for over $35 million in damages.
Canadians, tell me if this is a Newfie thing or a Canadian thing. Growing up, when we would go to McDonald's, we would call it Rotten Ronnies. I don't know. A lot of other Canadians don't understand when I say it. They're like, what is that? So let me know in the comments below.
What the fuck is this? What kind of chicken it is, see? Oh my god. Chicken from North Frills. Holy shit.
Has anybody else noticed that chicken in Vancouver, Canada is not good no matter how you cook it? Or is it just me? If you had chicken somewhere else like South America or the US, I know you'll back me up on this one. Does chicken taste the same in other parts of Canada? Is it bad as well?
So I was in the hospital for major surgery, and by the 4th day, I was able to start eating a bit of solid food. So they gave me vegan chili, and the plastic was cooked right into the food. Our Canadian healthcare system really needs to focus on the nutrient aspect of healthcare and people getting better just by the use of food.
Is anybody else completely over Tim Hortons? It used to be so good. They still are like a staple for when you go on a road trip. Like how I'm at a hockey game right now and I had to order Tim's before I came here. But can you tell me why my bagel looks like this? Like, I'm sorry, what? Is it really that hard to like redo your bagel if you burn it like this? Not even to mention that I asked for herb and garlic cream cheese and it's not even herb and garlic. But I swear, Tim's has just gone so downhill. It's honestly depressing at this point.
So you have mold growing on cucumbers for 50% off. What a great deal. Look at these things. Look, slimy and old.
What's the worst restaurant in Brampton?
Every restaurant.
Every restaurant in Brampton. Right?
Yeah, they can't cook for shit.
They really can't cook. It's just ghetto as hell.
You walk in, you just gotta leave. Like, it's dank in there, like, not good food, not good people.
This is why I don't eat street food in Toronto. They're eating the hot dog buns. One got stuck in the wrapping.
A new Ontario lawsuit is now accusing Popeyes of selling rotten chicken stored in residential garages. That's right, it's alleged that some franchisees purchased chicken from an unauthorized source due to lower prices, even though the chicken was sometimes expired, improperly stored, and delivered without proper refrigeration. It's also alleged that the franchisees continued to sell the chicken despite being notified that it did not meet food safety standards, and the lawsuit is now asking for over $35 million in damages.
How much ugly food is lost in Canada? Ugly food in this case is describing imperfect food that big grocers won't purchase because it may be misshaped or have a blemish. It's perfectly edible, it just doesn't meet shelf beauty standards. I thought I had a statistic on this from years ago, but it turns out that we don't track that sort of thing so specifically, but we do track how much food is wasted annually in Canada. A study by Second Harvest claims 46.5% of all food produced in Canada is wasted, which is equivalent of about $58 billion. Of that 45.5%, 41.7% of that food could have been diverted to food banks or other organizations. And in case that number doesn't seem big enough for you, that's about enough to feed 17 million people, according to their study. And we have about 10 million people in Canada that are identified as food insecure. So we could solve that problem. But it's not all doom and gloom. There is a global movement of ugly food enthusiasts who work with farmers to collect otherwise wasted food and put it in the hands of those who need it the most. This is called gleaning. In Nova Scotia, we used to have a great organization called Found, but they're no longer in operation. However, during their 6 years in operation, they diverted more than 35,000 pounds of food. It takes a bit of coordination, lots of volunteers, and strong relationships with farmers to get a gleaning project off the ground. But if you are willing to do that, you can have a huge impact. And if that's not in the cards for you, don't worry. You could start asking your local grocer to carry more ugly food, because the more demand there is for it, the more likely it is that they'll put that on your shelf.
I appreciate your comment. Yeah. I've noticed like a lot of products they've dipped on their quality while they're charging us more money. I would say across the board, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, we used to eat honeycomb cereal. We used to love honeycomb cereal. And then they changed it to that like neon, like toxic yellow Captain Crunch crap. And we're just like, why? It's a basic cereal. My kids love a basic cereal. And you changed it, and now they don't like it. And I don't like it either. Jerks. You know what I mean? Ritz crackers. We just had some like a week ago. I'm like, what happened to these? They're like so bland, right? They might as well just be crackers. Like just nothing crackers. You know? And like it wasn't like that before. And like we bought no-name ones. And they tasted better. I'm like, yeah, you can stick your $4 up your ass. We'll buy these for like $2.30, and like they're better tasting than your garbage. Like, good job. You know, it seems like everybody keeps spreading themselves so thin and just like weakening the quality, and just, you know, and I see it with the beef. There's way more grease coming out of that beef, even though they say it's a high quality beef. I'm like, you know, me coming from like having experience in restaurants, seeing quality products, you know what I mean? I see it right away. I see the fish. I can spot farm fucking grown fish a mile away. I see it looking all mushy and stuff. That's not how fish grow. Like, right? Got them all locked up in the pond, not producing their muscles properly. Therefore, you get the mushy fish. Get out of here. It's garbage. What the hell? Right? Like, same with the, like, we just bought some chicken the other day, Maple Lodge. Oh, grass-fed, all natural. And then I'm watching my, like, you know, I'm watching my drumsticks, like, shrink by a third of the size. And I'm like, where'd my meat go? You know, it's like they're pumping the stuff with water and everything else, you know. When I get an opportunity to hit up, like, you know, hit up the Mennonites or hit up the, like, you know, I got a market, St. Jacob's Market. It's like absolutely amazing. The cuts of meat are just like, you know, when I get to hit up those, like, the difference is like night and day. You know what I mean? I would even argue going to the restaurants where you're paying like $100, you know, even their quality is dipped. You know, I was like, man, like, what is going on? You know? It's a bunch of garbage, actually. What do you think? Do you agree?
Canada's food crisis isn't just a headline. It's what's landing on your plate every single day. We're paying premium prices for cheap, low-quality food, and nobody in power seems to care. And while families struggle to buy groceries, corporations keep shrinking the products, removing nutrients, and raising the price anyway. That's not a market. That's exploitation disguised as inflation. But here's the truth. We don't have to accept this. If our food supply is declining in quality, that means our health is declining with it. That means our children's future is being compromised. That means our hard-earned money is going toward food that isn't even good enough to keep us healthy. And unless Canadians speak up, nothing will change. Not next year, not in 5 years, not ever. So I'm asking you, not as a creator, but as another Canadian trying to survive the system, don't stay silent. Talk about this with your family. Call out companies that cut corners, demand accountability from leaders who pretend everything is under control, because clearly it isn't. And if you're feeling this too, if you've noticed how the fruits taste off, how the bread molds faster, how the meat quality feels cheaper, how the prices keep climbing, then you're not alone. Millions of Canadians are feeling the same frustration, the same anger, the same helplessness. But helpless is exactly what they want us to feel. Informed is what we need to be. United is how we win. So if you want more people to see the truth, hit the like button, share this video, and make this conversation impossible to ignore. When you interact, the algorithm pushes it further, and that means more voices joining in, more awareness building, and more pressure on the system that thinks we're too distracted to notice. And if you're new here, or if you've been watching without subscribing, join the community. This channel is for Canadians who are tired of being gaslit, tired of surviving instead of living, and tired of pretending everything is fine. Subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and let's grow this movement together, because Canadians deserve better, and it starts with us speaking up. This is the Canadian Rant, and I'll see you in the next one.